Welcome to another episode of Chad Sports Talk. You know, my name's Chad. Take a dive on sports. And thank you for joining me in this kind of late edition of this particular episode and the continued drama of the NFL offseason as we gear up for more crazy trades going on. And I'm just going to dive right into this one, kind of do a little minor one out there. Robert Woods, the kind of receiver out there with the Rams, I kind of come off an ACL tear. And with the acquisition of Allen Robinson now with the Rams, the defending Super Bowl champions, someone had to go, and they decided to let Woods get traded Woods to Tennessee for a six-rounder. So he's able to come back from injury. He should do very well with Tennessee, but we'll see how he comes back after messing up his ACL. In other news, what really, and the Collins, former lineman from the Dallas Cowboys, signed a 3-year deal with Cincinnati worth $30 million to really bolster that Bengals O-line that could not keep Burrows upright for the entire season, including the postseason, where he got sacked the most times by any quarterback in the postseason play. Still didn't win that game, though. But Cincinnati are making some good moves on the offensive line to ensure that their franchise quarterback is protected. And Cincinnati definitely will be a team to watch out for this upcoming season. And the biggest news out there, Matt Ryan, whose tenure in Atlanta was kind of in question because they were in that Deshaun market, I think, trying to look to get younger at quarterback, has officially traded him to Indianapolis for their third-round draft pick. Atlanta is still on the hook for $40 million plus of his contract, so they still have a lot of dead money in their cap. But the Colts have moved on from Carson Wentz, who couldn't get Deshaun. Of course, they won't get Deshaun because they're division rivals, so they'll never get him. The next best option out there, after losing out to Deshaun and Russell Westbrook, Russell Wilson. My apologies, get my sports mixed up. And so the next best option out there is Matt Ryan, and they grabbed him, which will make Indianapolis very, very primed to make a good charge in the AFC, especially if their team stays healthy. They have the good pieces all around, so all around, it's a very solid team and should make a splash in the AFC playoffs. But then Atlanta turned around and signed Mariota to a 2-year, $18.75 million contract to pretty much take over the helm right there in the ATL, which may not be the best option for him, but they've already said they're not going after Baker. And speaking of the Browns, they went ahead and they've already traded off Keenum to Buffalo for a seventh rounder, and then they picked up Brissett as a backup right now for Deshaun, which means they're looking to try to find a suitor for Baker Mayfield, and there's not many teams left out there that will willing to take that. New Orleans was on that list, but they just assigned Jameis Winston to a 2-year deal, so he's not going down to New Orleans. I don't see him signing with going. The only team out there that does not have a quarterback yet is Seattle, and they have yet to make any sorts of moves on Baker Mayfield at all. So that kind of puts things in perspective for Baker Mayfield, that he may have outstayed his welcome. And I hate to see that with him because he seems to be a decent quarterback. He just gets flustered too quickly, I think. But I think with the right team, he'd do really well. But like I said, there's no other team out there that's really looking for any quarterbacks except for Seattle, and they're not knocking on the door at Cleveland right now. So we'll see how this one plays out because you still have to deal with the Sean Silva matter before you actually move forward in Cleveland. So maybe they're keeping Baker until Deshaun gets to until Deshaun's situation is cleared. Who knows? Well, hey, that's what the big news happening over this past Monday and over the weekend. Matt Ryan being traded is the biggest move of them all. So if I find anything else out, I'll make sure I get in front of this camera, provide my 2 cents, how much that's worth, and give you the inside of that. And if you go ahead, please leave a comment down below. What do you think of the Matt Ryan trade? Does it make the Colts a Super Bowl contender or a playoff pretender? Also, where's Baker Mayfield end up? Does he still stay in Cleveland? Is he out in Seattle, Carolina? Who knows? Just let me know. While you're there, you can also subscribe. Once you subscribe, you hit that bell notification. Let you know next time I post a video. And I will see you next time on Chat Sports Talk.